All right, how are we doing out there? Today is Friday, March 21st, 2025. I'm Anthony, and this is Drive Dive. So, different attire, stayed home from work today. So, I don't know, I still wanted to record though. I don't have the long drive, but I want to talk a bit about productivity and I don't know what I'm up to today and why I took the day off, right? So, if you've been watching some of my videos, thank you. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, all that fun stuff. I took off because, right, if you've been following along, I've been painting because I have a desk being installed currently. Why the desk? Well, I guess it came about as a reflection of James Clear's Atomic Habits, where he talks about productivity and the design of your space. Sometimes the space, the way you utilize it, the way it's set up, isn't as conducive to getting work done as it could or arguably should be. I mean, he shares in his book about how maybe it was during the pandemic or whatnot, but working from home and writing, and that the kitchen table became sort of a catch-all. It became a space where he's eating, where he's working, and I don't know, other chores and activities and things, right? Like paying bills, etc., all happening at the kitchen table. It reminds me a lot of my house right now with two kids. And yeah, the kitchen table is where we eat. It's where the kids do some homework, do some art projects. We'll read at the table. It's like it's this space that doesn't have a specific designation, a specific function. It's a catch-all, and there are, I guess, problems associated with that, where then it's like you go to that spot to do one thing, like be productive, right? I'm going to go sit at the kitchen table and write. Instead, you end up sitting at the kitchen table, and in your brain, that sitting down at the kitchen table also triggers the act of eating. And so now you start snacking, and maybe you then start going through the junk mail that also piled up on the table. And lo and behold, a half hour goes by, and oh yeah, I actually sat down to write. Like, let's get to that. And so, reflecting a lot on my space in the basement, the desk that I never, I got some bad habits where I don't always keep it so clean, but other activities and things that I've started to engage in, like these YouTube efforts, this channel, my son and I playing video games, my son and I now getting into Lorcana and card reveals and things of that nature. Also some gameplay footage. I thought, like, I need to redesign this space. We need to be able to function better, have a larger desk where we can be side by side and play our video games, or have the large table space to clamp on the camera and just do all of those things, and also store all of our stuff, be it office supplies, because let's face it, right? I mean, I'm still wanting to do some work at home from time to time, but ultimately being able to edit video and record video, and also create, it's going to be a little bit of a catch-all, but create this large space where later on my kids can use it as their workspace as well, right? Their bedrooms aren't the largest. I know I sound really spoiled, but their bedrooms aren't the largest. They won't have space for the desks of their own. So I think it would make sense to have this large space downstairs where they can take care of their work or art projects, get some of that stuff away from the kitchen table, like I shared, where they can either work side by side themselves. I could sit with one of them. Mom can sit with one of them. It is a nice side by side. I'll have to share some before and after photos and some of the progress and the intent, behind the design, more of that, some photos and stuff. Also before and after, right, of like, okay, here was the recording setup that my son and I did on this little tiny round table when we made a video, and now here's what it looks like when we use this, desk designed, with those activities and purposes in mind. And so right now, like I said, I'm not driving to work, so I was happy to jump in the car and have this time to record. I'm on my way. I mentioned Lorcana, someone that we play with occasionally. She bought 8 packs of the first chapter, right? At this point, they're seemingly rare, and a current pack of cards might retail for somewhere around $8, but the first chapter cards, they'll sell for anywhere from $15 to $20 a pack. And this woman purchased, when she saw them, got really excited and purchased 8 packs of cards at $15 a piece. And then she shared that she shouldn't have purchased them because she now has a bill to pay, didn't anticipate the bill, and so she was willing to sell them at a loss. She bought them for $15. She said she would take $12 per pack. She's got 8 to sell. She's willing to take a $24 loss. I haven't shared this with her yet, but I'm just gonna give her the $15 per pack. I don't want to take advantage of her situation and to make a few bucks or get a better deal myself. $15 per pack is still reasonable. Like I said, they could be as much as 20. I could probably flip them if I wanted to, but I'll pick them up, help her out of her situation, and then my son and I will be excited, I guess, to open up some first chapter packs as well. So win-win on all fronts, and maybe that's my noble act or good deed of the day or something, but I can't say I'm getting nothing out of it, right? So let's not chalk it up to that either, but I'm not taking advantage, like I said, taking advantage of her situation. And, oh yeah, sure, I'll take them for $12. You bought them when you shouldn't have. You should know better, and blah blah blah. Like, no, I'm not that guy. Now I've grown up. I grew up, harder times, socioeconomically, mainly economically, challenged. I was a free and reduced lunch kid. My parents lived paycheck to paycheck. I cringe when I read headlines sometimes about households with 2 working parents and all this stuff where they're living paycheck to paycheck. I'm like, I don't know. You might. It's tough. And I don't mean it's like 2 working adults. It's like people with like 6-figure salaries living the paycheck to paycheck. I'm like, I don't know. I think you need to reevaluate some things, figure some stuff out without knowing any specifics. I'm just saying, having grown up, like I said, harder times where parents aren't college educated. Say one was even a high school dropout. Working Joe jobs and earning hourly wages and nothing to brag about. Some welfare Christmases and things of that nature. You got to figure that stuff out. But anyway, that's me. That's this day, my Friday. The reason for my attire. No thoughts on how to win friends and influence people. Really just about atomic habits and how James Clear talks about designing your space and using that to better support your goals, right? As part of your system that's to support your goals, how do you better design your spaces? So I don't know, that's everything I'm up to today. I hope you're enjoying yours. Sun's shining, at least a little windy where I am, but we'll take what we can get. I hope you're enjoying. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Again, please like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, comment down below. Love to chat with you. But yeah, have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.